Hotel Echo Lima Lima Oscar. Good afternoon from London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG Reppin, otherwise short for Dele London Guna, space Romeo Echo Papa Papa Indigo November. And yet again, this is a happy match review of another Arsenal victory. But before I go into it, allow me to say good morning to you guys. Is it good morning to you guys anywhere around the world? Whether you're in Kenya, whether you're in Honduras, whether you're in Bangladesh, Ethiopia, whether you're in Iceland, whether you're in Jamaica, whether you're in Grenada, you could be having breakfast, listening to the radio, or tidying up around the house this morning. Or allow me to say good evening to you guys. If you're watching this evening, in your own evening time, whether you are tuning in, watching me, or you're watching your TVs, or you're doing your coursework for your university studies or your college studies, that could be. Or if you're in bed getting ready to sleep, tuck in warmly and nicely and rest well and be prepared for another new day. Other than that, it finished Arsenal 5, Nottingham Forest 0. Yes, 5-0. I got 5 on it. I got Horace Dinky. Yes, 5-0. You can't see me, says John Cena. 5-star performance in the second half. Wow. And it was a privilege to be at the Emirates again. The North Upper. Great view. Great football. You can see the identity in our style of play. And the philosophy is there in terms of our intensity, in terms of our pressing, in terms of our intensity, the intention, the free-flowing football, and the way that we expressed ourselves. So first off, early goal, Gabriel Martinelli with a brave header, wrist being kicked in the head, put us 1-0 up through Saka's assist. And it's a shame Bukayo Saka went off with a bit of a knock. Although I've heard within the next couple of days he will be assessed. So let's just hope it's not major bad news. And I believe it won't be major bad news that will keep him out for the long term, because that will be a concern. And with January technically looming, we're going to need players. And 50 million will not cover what we need. 50 million will not bring in the free signings that we need. So let's pray. Let's just pray and hope that Bukayo Saka's okay for the next league game, potentially against Chelsea. But I'll tell you what, Reece Nelson came on. He looked nervous. You can tell by the way that he did not take on the fullback. He was passing it back. But when he got his first goal of the game in that second half, where Arsenal turned up and put on that show, he looked a different player. Ghosting past players, running at defenders directly, and then he gets his tap in for his second, and you can tell his confidence levels went up. And to tee up Partey for that scorcher reminded us all what he did against Tottenham. That was beautiful to see on the eye, and I have no complaints. That was a top-notch performance. It's the stuff that is made out of champions, So for me, 5-0, great performance, and we move on to the next game against Zurich. And Brighton & Hove Albion in the EFL Cup is to come as well. In between that, there's a Premier League game away to Chelsea. And after the Brighton & Hove Albion game, we go away to Wolverhampton Wanderers. Potentially, we can get 4 to 6 points. We're looking at it realistically, 4 to 6 points. It's up for grabs. Other than that, the first half, as I've said, not great. not so great. We were 1-0 up. We were, there were times where we were potentially asking for the sucker punch, and then it came when Gabriel, he did a stupid pass in the penalty, near the penalty box. Lingard's there to strike it, but Benjamin White, who should be in the England squad, at the very least, put in a top-notch block to save Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães' bacon. What was he thinking? Gabriel Magalhães, loco, stupido. You can't be doing things like that in the box. If in doubt, get it away. As a centre-half, as a born centre-half, you're meant to clear that. Don't muck about in the penalty area. Don't muck about at all. We're under a little bit of pressure and you've gone and done that, but you need to thank and buy Benjamin White a drink for that. Other than that, in the second half, we had complete control, dominated the midfield area from the start of the second half to the finish. Nottingham Forest had no answer. That's because we showed Nottingham Forest no mercy. However, a great performance all around from the Arsenal in the second half. And that was the perfect response to the PSV debacle, because that was dog foul against PSV, and we responded superbly well. Before I get into the player ratings, which includes the management, the ref, and the fans, make sure you smash a thumbs up like button for me, yeah? Do that in abundance, yeah? Appreciate that love and the affection. Share this channel virally all over the world, especially to your friends and your relatives. And if you're watching me for the first time, a happy DLG repping. Welcome on board. Get sharing amongst your friends and your relatives. And remember, sharing is caring. And do spread the word amongst to your friends and relatives, and tell them to share the word amongst their friends and relatives, yeah? Get sharing. I would love your feedback on the game, your opinions, your man of the match, your opinions all count, as long as it's positive. And speaking of which, positive feedback are welcome to my chat. So give me your review of the game. Did you predict Arsenal will win by 5 clear goals? Because I know I didn't. I said 2 to 3. I had that gut feeling, but I never saw 5 clear goals. And a clean sheet at the Emirates for the first time this season. Booyaka! Happy days. And on top of that, yeah, do subscribe to the channel. I am calling for 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, beginning of the new year. So let's get subscribing to my channel, yeah? The more you subscribe, the more I shout you out with love and respect, yeah? So get subscribing. Smash that subscribe button left, right, and center gloriously but passionately. Let's get the numbers up. Otherwise, we're going to the player ratings. In goal, Aaron Ramsdale. He had 2 shots on target to deal with, but they were straight at him. Other than that, his distribution, again, superb. Didn't really have much to do other than his distribution. He had an easy time, if you're going to be honest about it. He had a real easy time. And for me, award of 7 out of 10. And real easy time. The back 4 in the 4-3-3. Benjamin White, absolutely superb again. Solid. Bailed out Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães after the centre-half made a stupid mistake. Benjamin White was there to bail him out. He threw his whole career and his lifestyle into that challenge to stop Lingard from potentially getting an equaliser in that first half. Other than that, yeah, support he was absolutely immense. And I don't know what he has to do to get in Gareth Southgate's squad. Southgate, who was a defender, centre-half himself, he was picked on form back then. And he's picking players off form, i.e. Maguire, Eric Diarrhea. Come on. Nah, Benjamin White 8. Right, the centre halves, William Saliba, Rolls Royce performance yet again. The guy had Aroni in his pocket. Aroni strikers more is he going to have in his pocket this season? Oh, it is promising. Defensively, solid. Speed, his athleticism. It's all part of his strength. He's got the lot. Ability in the air. He won every aerial duel against Aroni. For me, he will be going to the World Cup in that French squad. And I'll tell you what, that French squad is a big squad. And for him to get into that squad of world-class superstars, that tells you a lot. That tells you what we've got there. For me, dare I say it, I think, yes, I'm going to use the key words. I think, you can highlight those words, yeah? And if you're watching, you can clip it. I think William Saliba is the best centre-half in the Premier League on form. If you've got an argument about that, yeah, let's have a polite debate in the chat, and I'll be happy to reply. So William Saliba, 8.5. Gabriel dos Santos Magalhães. This one here. Gave away a sloppy pass in the penalty area, which then he led to a goal. Otherwise, had a steady game. But nonetheless, I don't think it affected his performance. I think he didn't have too much defending to do. Did he have too much defending to do? Nah. But all he had to do is just keep things basic, keep things to a basic. But again, with the ball at his feet, finding forward passes, not a problem as long as he keeps it basic. Other than that mistake, I'm just gonna give him a 6.5. That's all I'm just gonna give him. He just about gets a 6.5 for me. Takehiro Tomiyasu, superb defensively. Won his duels, one-to-one duels as he always does. One of the best one-to-one defenders in the Premier League right now. There's no doubt about it. Even at a position that he's not accustomed to, he still tried to get forward as much as he could. Defensively, well, we know what his one-to-ones are like, and he's always switched on. You know, spots danger and after reacts to it. He knows when there's danger. He's always switched on defensively. For me, I thought he was brilliant yesterday. 8 out of 10. Right, midfield area. Thomas Partey. What a performance and what a goal. I can't praise this guy any highly from what I saw him in the naked eye. Dominated the midfield, especially in the second half. He never panicked. He never looked like he was going to give the ball away once. Unlike some games, he has been found sloppy and he's been found sloppy with the ball at his feet, giving away the ball in silly situations. But other than that, yeah, he was the link between defense to attack. And for me, I'm going to give him an 8.5. Granit Xhaka, another good game. This guy goes from strength to strength to strength, considering what he did 3 years ago, and he should have been sold for his appalling actions. I remember it like it was yesterday. Until he met Mikel Arteta, it took him a couple of years to realise that he's not a DM. He's more of a forward midfield player, and he's put him in an attacking role where he has the freedom to express himself. And my word, the shift that he put in off the ball, where he was tracking back, winning tackles, making interceptions. He even got kicked. He took a foul for the team, and at one point I thought he was seriously hurt. The tackle was a yellow card offence, and there's no two ways about it. But other than that, I'm going to give Granit Xhaka I'm going to give him an 8.5. Martin Odegaard, yeah, I think he was much more superior in his performance in the second half than he was in the first. Yeah, he looked a bit slow, leggy. Again, when we had the ball in the midfield area, I didn't see much of him in terms of his movement. Didn't look like he was getting into space to receive the ball. But other than that, in the second half, he was much more livelier. I'm going to give him an 8. Right, the front three, Bukayo Saka before he came off for Reiss Nelson. Teed up the second goal. He teed up the first goal. Direct. I don't think the left back could live with him. Hence the reason why he had help from 2 other Forest players. And other than that, he had a shot that risen over the bar. But that just tells you how lively he was. I'm still going to give him an 8. Gabriel Martinelli, absolutely superb. Close to being my man of the match. He ran directly at Sergio Aurier. He never gave him a moment's peace. That Tottenham reject. And for me, I'll tell you what, he took his goal well, and he was just so lively. Defensively, track back, helped who was on the left? Takahiro Tomiyasu. Done his job defensively and deserved his goal. 8.5. Reiss Nelson, I'm going to get onto Reiss Nelson as a substitute. Gabriel Jesus, absolutely inspirational. He was so fantastic yesterday. His work rate, got around the pitch, tracked back and made an interception in our own area. He was so determined. His work rate was second to none. He did everything right except put the ball into the back of the net. He had up to 3-4 chances, clear cut, and the 3 of them, I thought they were clear cut chances, or at least 2 of them were clear cut chances. And I really feel sorry for him. I could have cried for him. That's how badly I wanted him to score. He's gone 7 games without a goal now, and it's not good on his confidence. But I'll tell you what, if he's saving it for Chelsea, wow, what a story that would be. And what a weekend that would be for me, especially if it turns into the winning goal. Gabriel Jesus, I'm going to give him an 8.5 with massive efforts. Right, the substitutions, Reiss Nelson. My word. In the first half where we were flat and lethargic, he came on, had a couple of opportunities also to take on the player, but you could see the confidence was lacking until the second half began. He was so up for it. Ball comes to him, he cuts inside, left-footed curler shot, saved by Dean Henderson. On the rebound, he had another bite of the cherry, top bins. And wow, you could see the delight in his face. You can see how much it meant for him to score in front of 60,000 Arsenal fans. And the second goal, nice tapping. He got into the area where good attacking midfielders and strikers want to be, and slotted it past Henderson at the back post. And you can see his confidence levels rose up. He was so up for it. He wanted a hat-trick deep down inside. For me, he's getting a 9. My man of the match, and deservedly so from myself personally. So I'm giving him a 9. Who was the other substitute? Cedric Soares came on, produced 1 or 2 good crosses into the penalty area. Didn't have much work to do defensively as the game was done. Well, he did, and he got mugged off by Nico Williams on the outside, but it didn't really lead to anything devastating. Let's put it that way. Other than that, I'll give him a 5.5. Nothing really special. Kieran Tierney, on the other hand, gave us some balance on that left-hand side of the defence, and for me, you could see how effective he was offensively. I'll tell you what, he was very lively, even for a short space of time. I'm going to give him a 6.5 for his efforts. Bless me. Who else came on? Eddie Nketiah. He looked like he was trying too hard. But again, I appreciate his efforts. Running direct at players, putting the pressure on the defenders on the ball, as he does, working hard for the team. But not enough impact for me to say that he was lively. Standard 5. Who else? I'm looking at 5 substitutes. Fabio Vieira. He was asked to play on the left-hand side of the attacking 3, and showed some nice touches, nice passes. But for me, he's not going to run at. I don't think he's going to really run at a fullback 1-to-1, just because I don't think he's built that way. But anywhere, play him in central midfield in an attacking role, he will cause more damage there. For me, I'll just have to give him a 5. Not enough impact. Who else came on? Someone else came on. Come on. Cedric Suarez. Oh, Saliba came off. Benjamin White went to centre back with Magalhaes. Cedric came on. Tierney came on. Solly Vieira, Reece Nelson, and Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, I've done all 5 of those substitutes. So that's the player ratings done. Mikel Arteta, for me, he must have really got into them and spoke into their heads about their lack of ruthlessness, and they showed it in the second half. The team shape. I mean, if you look at the formation, the balance was on point from the start to the finish, and he never really, had to really bark out instructions to them. They already knew their jobs, and I thought he got the substitutes bang on point. And the thing this time, unlike the previous game, he didn't leave the back 4 short because we were in a winning position instead of a losing position, heaven forbid, against Forest. And other than that, he made sure that Arsenal upped the gear another level, and you could see the difference between us and Nottingham Forest. So, you know what? Full marks, 10 out of 10. The referee was right to book the Nottingham Forest player for the foul on Granit Xhaka. I can't remember an Arsenal player being booked, but if you can remember, leave it in the chat. I would say he allowed the game to flow. Called the fouls. I think he got the fouls right. He saw challenges, and I thought, from what I saw in terms of free kicks being awarded to set pieces being awarded to both teams, I thought he got them spot on. I'll give the referee a 7.5 out of 10. Right, last but not least, the fans, especially our ultras. They were absolutely tremendous, our ultras, but the Arsenal fans overall were absolutely tremendous. If you were there, you heard chants, where the North end, where the North end, where the North end, over here, and the South, which is where the ultras were playing. Where the South end, where the South end, where the South end, over here. They got right behind the team, and you can see in the second half how it lifted the players' spirit to a higher levels, and that is what we need. The urge from the crowd, and the crowd really got in behind the team. So for me, 10 out of 10 for the fans, without a shadow of a doubt. They have been absolutely tremendous this season so far. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it on that note and end it here and say what a pleasure to the ladies, to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching and saving the best to last, as I always do. Thank you for putting up with me and my dodgy sneezes. Bless me. I'll be here again, hopefully later on this evening with another Premier League review of all the games that happened over the course of this weekend. Other than that, look after your friends, look after your families, and do look after yourself, which is important. If you're living over here in London, England, or wherever in England, make sure you wrap up well. We'll put the heating on. If you're out and about, wrap up warm, yeah? Other than that, I'm out of here. So I'm not out of here quite yet, but peace, love, and blessings again. All of that with emotions and love. As DLG repping, I would like to say, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And do remember, always be nice, please. Just please be nice.